Hi and welcome to NET Vapor Reviews. Today is not a review. I just want to, talk over with you as my viewers, subscribers, my view on what is going on and my thoughts of what's going on in regards of the flavor ban in the USA and in India and in other parts of the world. And this general misinformation and lack of knowledge by smokers and even vapors, some vapors. So where should I begin? I mean, I don't want to take too long of your time, but this is not a simple situation. In fact, it is quite a dramatic turn of events. If you've been watching my vaping journey since the beginning, you will notice that I tried very hard to convince smokers to switch to vaping, and I did succeed. Quite a large number of smokers who either cigar smokers, cigarette smokers, to switch to vaping. And that was the whole idea of my channel, is people to get that information instead of me every time explaining. So I did the videos for friends and family, and slowly it turned into become a more of a general public type of channel. The last 3 weeks, I say, I've noticed a huge backlash from those who I tried to convince vaping with this scare in America. And it didn't help. I tried to explain to them that they were vaping on drugs, THC, with a cutting agent of vitamin E that is an oil-based, and normal nicotine e-liquid is water-based. Oil-based liquids are basically coating your lungs. When the vapor gets into your lungs and cools, it leaves a film of oil in your lungs, and that was causing all these infections that happened just the last few months. I mean, people are vaping for years and years and years, never had any issue. But what question I'm getting is what's the difference between UK and the USA? And a simple answer to that is so simple, but it's shocking at the same time. America is not a public health system like in England. So the big pharmaceutical companies are making a lot more money from people being ill, whilst in England it is a public service. So the government is saving money if people are healthier. That is in a nutshell. So in America, where they want you to stay ill, so the vaping is saving lives. So any excuse or any misinformed information as it may will use as an excuse to ban vaping because they're losing money from the tobacco companies. The tobacco companies is losing money, and therefore the installments of payments to various countries in the USA and other parts of the world is reduced. And also the pharmaceutical companies are losing business because people are getting healthier by not smoking. So therefore it's so obvious that all those who do not admit or carry on crusading against vaping are simply double-faced, greedy. I don't want to carry on. But in England, since they want to keep people healthy, so they know the health benefits from vaping, that's 95% healthier, they're encouraging vapors to vape, smokers to vape. In fact, some hospitals here now in England are selling vaping equipment to get smokers off. But as much as I'm trying to convince people that it's all it's nicotine-based e-liquids, there's no dangers at all. In fact, it's so much healthier than smoking. It doesn't help. I try to convince. What shocked me why I'm doing this video, because yesterday I went into a meeting in my business, and a few people there who used to vape went out, and when they came back, I smelled cigarettes off their breath. I didn't want to make a fuss in the middle of the meeting, but when I came out, I said, what on earth? So he says to me, well, this vaping is not as safe as I thought. I'm going back to smoking. I missed my cigarettes. It was difficult enough for me to vape without cigarettes, with the naturally extracted tobacco. Now with this whole health scare, I'm just going back to cigarettes. I told him something that he didn't take it so to heart, but any smoker who goes back to vape, any vapor goes back to smoking, it's nothing to do with this scare. It's to do with his weakness of character. That he really was looking for any excuse to go back to smoking. And he couldn't lose face by going back to smoking. If vaping is healthier, you need just a little bit of willpower to overcome the craving for the smoke flavor, because the nicotine you're getting is the smoke flavor. That little bit of willpower to overcome, that you overcome eventually. Those who went back to smoking is nothing to do with the vaping scare. It's to do with they're looking all the time or feeling in themselves, oh, I missed a cigarette. So any little excuse, oh, vaping is anyway dangerous, I might as well stick to smoking. 400,000 people a year die in the US alone. I'm not sure other parts of the country. You can Google search. You'll see hundreds of, maybe millions of people die from cigarettes every year. No. That's nothing. It's not in the front news of the CNN, BBC, or CBS, whatever, all the media channels. That's not in the forefront. Everyone knows smoking kills. It says on the packet, smoking kills, but okay, it's been going on for 40, 50 years. People smoke for 20 years, 30 years. I smoked for 30 years. Thank God I'm okay, but people smoke for 40 years and they're still walking. So people think, okay, yeah, the dangers are great, but you see, people are smoking for 40 years and still looking healthy on the outside. But they don't know what is going on in their lungs. They don't know what is going on in the arteries, and this thing can come in a flash. 1 minute you're healthy, and the other something has happened, and then what? Vaping is with no doubt healthier than smoking, according to every respectable health organization in the UK. Is saying 95% healthier, and even 80% is healthier, even 50% is healthier is better. So this scare of the flavor ban is another issue, but this scare of the vaping should not deter anyone who is determined to stop smoking and vape instead, to go back to the cigarettes. And there's another factor. You see, although I'm primarily a tobacco vapor, but this ban of flavors is terrible. It's absolutely terrible, because I know from other vapors who cannot vape tobacco for various reasons. Either they want to stay away from this whole idea of tobacco, although it's everyone to their own, you know. I don't believe that, but everyone to their own. If you could have tobacco flavor in a healthier way, why not? But everyone to their own. And some people enjoy very much fruit flavors in various times, like me in the evenings. And some people they find a flavor that agrees with them and they stick to it. So now you take away this flavor, what should they do? I mean, they need the nicotine, they hate the patches, they hate the chewing gum, they hate any other method. What should they do if you take away their flavor? Ask them to start vaping on tobacco? They can't take it, they'd rather go back to the cigarette. So what is going to happen is that people are going to go back smoking, that everybody knows how dangerous it is. And the flavor, or the whole flavor market will go black market, and there's no supervision, no one is looking to see what ingredients you're putting in. You're opening up a whole new drug market. Instead of today you've got so many drugs on the street, right? Heroin, all the drugs, right? It's all black market. Why add another safe ingredient, safe method of e-liquid to the black market? Why do that? It's so stupid. A lot of people will get ill because you don't know what's in the liquid. Prices are going to go up because it's not readily available. People are going to start doing DIY, and I'm sure not everyone knows how to do it. Anyways, you're opening up a whole new problem, and I can't understand what for. So this problem of flavor ban is a very severe problem. I mean, people in England think, okay, here in England there's no problem, but anything that happens in America has ripple effects in the world. India now they ban vaping, but they don't ban smoking. So you're going into a shop and you see cigarettes, but you don't see vaping. How does that make sense? I'm trying to get my head around such a thing. I heard in America, some supermarkets, or is it Walmart or any other supermarket that sell cigarettes, and they took off the shelves the vaping. In a way, I blame the Juul, because the Juul comes, and the like comes ready-made pods. Now, these ready-made pods came in America when they came out with the Juul pods on 50 milligrams nicotine. I said to quite a lot of people, I said, this is going to cause a problem, because when kids starting to vape on 50 milligrams, they will get a buzz, and that's what they're going to look for. And eventually this will happen. Now, not only that, they also, now this black market with the THC and the vitamin E cutting agent in it is same look-alike like Juul pods. So somebody, a teenager who picked up, he thinks it's Juul pods, and it's really not. Or maybe he does know, and now he's too scared to admit it to his parents, what I vaped on. So when they asked him, the doctors asked him, what did you vape? He said Juul. So that's it, finished. E-liquid, everything, flavor ban. Why not investigate and see what exactly has he been vaping? Do blood test and then say, well, it's not an e-liquid. It's this A, B, C, D, and then eliminate this problem and let vapors carry on vaping on a much safer way. As it is now with the DPD, and in America all these various bodies who are there to control what goes into e-liquids, then blowing up and opening up a black market with no supervision at all. Look, there's a lot to say about this, but the double-faced greediness of big tobacco companies and pharmaceuticals, especially in America and other places where they get money from tobacco companies as a settlement, and they're losing their money now. And also the fact that tobacco companies are losing money from people who vape, it's so it's such a it's so it's so I mean, how should I put the word? It's so dishonest to ban vaping when everybody who's got a few minutes to search online and to see through all this media hype and hysteria what is the real cause and why the media and the states in America are jumping on this opportunity to outlaw flavors in vaping. And I don't know, it might outlaw vaping altogether, because the vaping has become a multi-billion-dollar business in the world. And now this is a massive blow, and might as well kick them while they're down. So you don't know where this is going to end. And all for what? For money? What about the health of your citizens? And the biggest proof is why in England they encourage vaping, and in America they discourage vaping. It's so obvious that in England they have an interest to keep you healthy, and in America they have an interest to keep you ill. And you can say this 1,000 times to people. So those who are vaping became their way of life, they will carry on vaping for sure. Makes most sense. A 50-year-old or 40-year-old who carry on vaping when he's 60, 70, he'll be a lot healthier than a smoker, if the smoker's still alive, that is. Yeah. So then who'll be laughing last? But it's not a laughing matter, because those people who smoke, we all know what it's like. We've all been there, and we know how difficult it is to stop. So now when there is a chance to stop with lovely devices and e-liquids, and it's a whole industry of coils, of building, it's a hobby, it's a healthy lifestyle, and to destroy this wonderful world of vaping for the sake of money, greed, dishonesty, and control is absolute crime. And I'll go even further. I'll say evil, because how could a government, how could someone in power to do with this ban can look himself in the mirror and being honest and saying to himself, I'm doing the right thing? How? I don't know. Yeah. It's very sad, and I'm trying very hard to convince people to carry on vaping. My job has become much harder, but I will do it because I believe in it. And also, I don't want all my hard work to go in vain. I'm a fairly busy person, and I gave up a lot of my time for the vaping to encourage other people. Is it to do with the reviews? Is it to do with or my channel? It takes time and effort. Or is it to talk to people in work and social? I constantly talk about it, and now the job has become double hard. I get emails from family. My mother sent me an email with links to web pages, or all this media hype that vaping is dangerous, or WhatsApp, or other ways of communications. Every minute I'm getting something else. I am so fed up that I decided to record this video. And if anyone asks me, what do I think about this flavor ban, I'll point them to this video, because it's just, I'm repeating myself non-stop. Yeah. Anyway, I think I somehow tried to express my thoughts on this flavor ban, and I truly hope that New York and the rest of the states will not go through with this ban. I know there is a lot of doing in America by various vaping advocates. I hope it helps, and I hope this flavor ban would not go ahead, and people will actually realize that vaping is so much healthier, and vaping is to save lives, not the other way around. And the real pressure will be on those who are producing these black markets pods. You know, I was just thinking, maybe my advice will be also not to buy these ready-made pods. People should not buy them anymore. And only something that you can put in your own e-liquid, that you know where the source is from, that you bought it from a reputable company, either online or shop. Not to use anymore these jewel pods. I know I've got a review on a jewel that I did ages ago. Someone asked me to do that review is because I wanted him to get the vape, and I told him, if you vape, I'll do a review on the jewel. And that's what I did it. I never touched the jewel since. Although in England it's 20 milligram, not 50, but the whole idea of buying pods that are already sealed with e-liquid is a problem. Because you see now people are putting in all sorts of rubbish in it, and it's killing people, basically killing people, yeah? And look what it's done to the genuine saving people vaping. I would love to hear your comments and your thoughts, and I hope that things will improve and the ban will disappear. Okay, I must go. Take care, enjoy your vape, and be healthy. Till the next time, bye-bye now.